left off. Out of curiosity, do either one of you know the definition of insanity?
I think you're referring to doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Oh, okay. That's exactly what I was referring to, and it sounds like that is what this party is good at. But I want to talk about the theme of the day. Commissioner, you have said over and over and over the word complicated. I was not keeping a tally, but you said it a lot. So I want to work with this word a little bit. I have a list of items. I would like for you to let me know if you believe they are complicated or not. Tax returns.
Complicated.
Operating the IRS without proper investment.
Complicated.
Recruiting workers in this antagonistic environment.
Complicated.
Auditing millionaires and billionaires.
Complicated.
Okay, so it sounds like you've got a complicated job.
I do.
And it also sounds like you have to know something about math. My colleague brought that up as well. It sounds like you need to be at least somewhat decent at counting to be with the IRS. Yes?
Yes.
You'd agree? Okay.
I'd agree.
It's so weird because my colleagues on the other side of the aisle wanted to call this hearing. This is not our first, it's not our second. I've actually lost count myself of how many IRS hearings we're having, and they seemingly feel like they can fix your very complicated issues. But somehow they aren't good at simple math that would get them to a speaker, right. So we've been 3 weeks without one. Let me ask you another question that may be another one of these when the math ain't math in situations. There was a looming government shutdown a few weeks ago. And interestingly enough, when I do the math, approximately a little bit more than 60% of the people that sit on this committee actually voted to shut us down. Now, out of curiosity, for everyone that claims to care about their constituents, do you think it's easier or more difficult to operate as the IRS when, say, there's a shutdown?
It is very disruptive to our operations.
Very disruptive. Let me give you another number that is very concerning to me. That number is 24. 24 represents the number of days that we have before the continuing resolution that 60% of, and when I say my colleagues, I'm talking about across the aisle, not on this side. We were about at 100%. Actually, we were 100% on this committee that voted to make sure that the government did not shut down. But if in 24 days, we don't have a speaker because they can't figure out their math, and we shut down, is that going to help you answer more phone calls or less phone calls?
A lot less.
Oh, okay. All right. So it sounds like we have a lot of performative politics that is taking place because yet another number that was mentioned, and I believe you brought this number up, was $540 billion. You also talked about appropriations, and you talked about the fact, and I want to be clear about this $540 billion. This $540 billion is a net number, correct? This is not a net zero, like it's going to cost $540 to go get it, and that's how much we're going to get. We're talking about netting $540 billion, correct?
$540 billion. I would say we're on track under current course and speed to get about 70 back, so our hope is we'll be at 470. But yeah, it's $470 billion, which is what's owed versus what's paid.
Okay. Very good. How is it that the American people should believe that the majority party has the ability to solve your complex issues when, number one, they don't pay attention to history, which was defunding this organization has not helped their constituents, but hurt their constituents? And let me add to that. The last time I checked, America is growing. So you were defunding your organization as we were ending up with more people, which means that you have more work, correct?
Correct. More population, more filers, more changes to the tax code, and more complexity in how the economy operates. 2010, when our budget reduction started, We never heard of PayPal, Venmo, all these, payment platforms. The gig economy changes, and it's great, but we have to invest and be ready to be effective tax administrators as the world changes. That's why it's important to keep our funding at pace.
I agree. And as the child of an IRS worker, I absolutely want to thank you for what you do. And obviously, I always must send love to my mama. I thank her for what she does for the American people as well. I'll yield back.
Mr. Raskin.
Congressman Mfume, thank you very much for that, and thank you for your excellent remarks and for pointing out that it's only after decades of deliberate understaffing and underfinancing and political attacks that the IRS had grown so unresponsive and ineffective and vulnerable to rip-offs by big corporations and by the wealthiest people. But in the Inflation Reduction Act that we passed last year, unfortunately without any Republican support, the Democrats set about to increase the responsiveness of the IRS, to improve the effectiveness, and to advance equity there. The U.S. tax system is disproportionately targeted lower income taxpayers, giving preferential treatment to the wealthiest filers. When we passed the Inflation Reduction Act, it provided the IRS with resources to make certain that billionaires and large corporations would pay their fair share. Earlier this year, our committee held a hearing to examine GAO's 2023 high-risk list, which highlights the federal programs and operations most vulnerable to waste, fraud, corruption, abuse, and mismanagement. Enforcement of our federal tax laws has been on that list since 1990 for the last 33 years. In this year's update, GAO presented startling data about IRS audit rates for individuals between 2010 and 2019. Now, the dotted red line shows the audit rate for tax filers making $5 million a year or more. And you see the dramatic reduction in audits taking place of the wealthiest American citizens, less than 1% of the American people. Ms. Lucas-Judy, GAO identified that audit rates decreased for everyone. In other words, the IRS was much less efficient in general, but the dotted red line shows that it declined the most for people making the most money. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What has the Inflation Reduction Act done to your ability to actually do the audits and to crack down on tax cheating schemes?
Well, I'll take that question, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. It makes all the difference in the world. I mean, the emphasis of the Inflation Reduction Act is that if you are middle or low income, you will receive better service. But if you are wealthy or a bad actor of any wealth, you will receive more scrutiny. That is the agenda that we are undertaking under the Inflation Reduction Act. So we're using the funds not to increase audits on middle and low income or small businesses. We're using the funds and are laser focused on—
Well, why do some people not want that? Why is there a whole political lobby trying to undermine the effectiveness of the IRS?
That is a big question, Mr. Chairman. I've been in and around the IRS for a long time. I find that we're often kind of the poster child of government, and when you're debating big government versus small government, we usually enter the argument. But I can tell you this. I've been at the IRS in this role now for 7 months. All I find when I get there are absolutely dedicated, passionate public servants that want to do the right thing. They're not perfect, they don't always do it correctly, but they are trying to do the right thing. And we are rallying around this mission, this three-part mission that I've outlined. If you need to reach the IRS, you should be able to reach the IRS. For the wealthy and bad actors, we're increasing scrutiny. And third, we are gonna help victims of tax scams. We're gonna try to prevent them, and we're gonna hold the perpetrators accountable. That's the agenda, and that's the focus, and I really want the American people to understand that a well-funded IRS can achieve great things along those three areas.
Thank you. Yield back.
Thank you so much for watching till the end. I truly appreciate your time and support. We always try our best to bring you clear, accurate, and important updates that matter to you. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us grow and reach more people. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and tell me what topic you'd like to see next. Your feedback means a lot and motivates us to keep improving. To stay up to date with our latest videos, don't forget to press the bell icon, and if you haven't already, please subscribe now. I'm Ava, I'll see you soon with another update, more facts, and fresh clips. Until then, take good care of yourself and stay connected. Goodbye.